Still holding laughter. Still holding laughter. And also paying attention to breath. The importance of breath when we laugh and breath when we cry. Breath that we share, our prana, our life force, the force of life. Swaha, so be it.
Swaha. All right, so for today's practice, we're going to do breaths that stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, so calming, quieting breaths. Or lunar moon is another way, which is focusing the mind. So we'll start the same way we started the last 2 weeks with, doing a breath through the spine and getting the body calmed down. And then we'll be doing 2 specific pranayamas today. One is called Viloma 2. It's the 3-part breath, and it's 3 parts on the exhalation. And I'll talk you through it when we do it. We don't have to go through that now. And then the second breath we'll do is called Brahmari, which is bee-buzz breath. And this one, bee-buzz breath, is for pratyahara, which is really internalizing the mind. And bee-buzz breath is pretty much what it sounds like. You inhale normally through both of your nostrils and you hum the exhale. So it's inhaling. And then you just hum the exhale and go as long as you can. However, we do it with a mudra, again, to internalize. So I'm going to show you now, and I will tell you again when we get to it. But so your thumbs go in your ears to block your ears. My index finger is on my eyelids, but really gently, no pressure. Middle fingers on the nostrils, but again, no pressure. I'm not trying to close them off. Then upper lip, lower lip. So it's literally, Sanmukhi means to close off your senses, right? Yeah. So not pressure, but just your hands resting there. And then when you do the humming sound, it really resonates louder. So, okay. So we'll start with our Aharna Pranayama, which is just bringing attention to the different places in the body. So go ahead and get it comfortable, sitting comfortable, sit tall, and close your eyes. And begin by taking just 5 full body breaths, all the way from the crown of the head to the soles of the feet. And just feel your body start to soften. Notice any involuntary movement, and just set the intention to let that go. And take 2 breaths in the center of the brain. And take a single breath in the space between the eyebrows. Single breath at the nostrils. Single breath at the throat. The shoulders, both shoulders. The upper arms. Single breath. Elbows. wrists, palms of the hands, take 2 breaths into the tips of your fingers. And a single breath into the palms. Single breath into the wrists. Single breath into the elbows. Upper arms. The shoulders. The throat. The heart. Solar plexus. Navel center. Single breath. The pelvis. And at the pelvic floor, take 2 breaths. Single breath into the pelvis. Single breath at the navel. Single breath, solar plexus. Heart center. The throat. Nostrils. Center between the eyebrows. Center of the brain. Three breaths at the crown of the head. And just let your breath adjust, become effortless. The body breathing you. Again, sit up tall, spine long. And then begin to breathe fully through the spine. And again, in this way, begin the breath in the chest and collarbones. And the breath moves down the spine on inhale to the pelvic floor. And on exhale, the breath moves from the pelvic floor back up with an abdominal contraction. So diaphragmatic breathing. Full spine. But again, no strain. You're breathing through the nose. Now, Viloma, which is the three-part breath, we'll be doing the three-part on the exhalation. So the inhalation, the normal full inhalation from the chest and collarbones down to the pelvic floor. And then as you exhale a third of your breath into the pelvis, pause. A third of the breath, the bottom of the rib cage, pause. And then a third of the final third of the breath, chest, collarbones, pause. And then it's a normal, full, complete inhalation. So the three-part is just on the exhale. Don't worry about the length of either what that third is or your pause. So just start kind of getting acclimated to this. Inhale, breath moves down, smooth breath, inhalation from the chest, collarbones to the pelvic floor. And then on your exhale, exhale a third of your capacity, low belly, take a pause. Exhale a third, bottom ribs, pause. Exhale a third, chest, collarbones, pause. And then a long, slow, smooth, continuous inhalation. So again, don't worry about the length of your breath or the pause. See if you can get the pauses really smooth and even. And it doesn't matter how long that pause is, whatever is comfortable and doesn't distract you or agitate you. Mind getting pulled in on those pauses. Again, the length is just whatever is comfortable for you and doesn't distract or agitate. Body stays relaxed. Spine tall. Your focus is just that those pauses are smooth and even. And then just let go of that. Again, come back to effortless awareness. The body's breathing you. Give it a minute to adjust. All right, and then our Brahmari pranayama. So let's just do a few breaths before we add the hand mudra. So it's inhaling through both nostrils. And you hum your exhale, drag it out and be loud. Don't try to be quiet. Go ahead and let yourself make some noise. So let's do about 7 before we add the mudra. So inhale. Two more. All right. So we'll add the mudra and then continue. So, and I'll tell you when to stop. We're going to go for a bit. Thumbs plug up in your ears. Index fingers are resting on your eyelids, but just resting, no pressure. Middle finger resting on your nostrils, but same thing, no pressure. Ring fingers upper lip, pinky finger below your lower lip. All right, so inhale. One more complete breath, please. And then you can release your hands. You rest in this space. You may feel prana shakti, this life force, contained, or you may feel it completely surrounding you. The edges of the body dissolving into this space. And slowly start to come back to your breath. Awareness of the body, your space in the room. Bring your hands together in prayer pose, Anjali Mudra, thumbs touch the heart, and then spread your fingers out wide. In me is a light that lights the whole world. It radiates truth, boundless will, action, and knowledge. And the light in me sees, honors, and salutes that light in you. And take your time, slowly coming back.
So feel free to, if you are back in your body, feel free to ask any questions of Tricia. I can speak to Viloma 1. Was that the one we did?
Viloma 2.
Viloma 2. That's a really difficult breath. We did it with Rod in just like moments before we met, and I couldn't find it. And then when we did it just now, there it was. So be really patient with yourself. When you start telling your breath what to do, sometimes it lovingly says, no, but that's not your breath, it's your mind. So it's really powerful. And then the Brahmari with
The bee buzz.
The bee buzz.
With the mudra.
with the mudra is just really beautiful. And you don't have to use the mudra, especially if you're alone. You can just find your hum and let her rip, let him rip. So, but any questions, and take your time.
All right, so when we do the mudra, it really helps to internalize. Again, the Sanskrit word for that is pratyahara, and it's like removal of the senses, and it's considered one of the beginning steps to move into meditation, of course, is to internalize and shut the senses off so you're not reacting to them so much.
It seemed when I did the mudra, it was the longest exhale of my life. I've never, I don't know what else to say. I mean, it was just, that was my experience.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, just it's profound. It's like, what is going on?
That's great. Yeah, because for parasympathetic, it's that exhalation that gets us there. Right. So wonderful. And then I also find the longer I do it, the more the noise gets weirder. The buzzing sound gets a little weird too, but that's okay.
Well, and Matomi used to teach go as low as we could.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't teach that?
No.
Okay. Okay.
I was soprano in the choir.
I can tell
I don't
because
go
when we
low.
did it together and we weren't in our mudra, I tried to find your
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah,
But when I was on my own,
yeah. I don't do bass.
I do.
That's funny. I was just going to say the hum is what I find mostly puts me interiorly in my space. The breath and the different ways we do the breath, it gets my attention interior, but then the hum vibrates through me, and it's just a sensation of the whole interior of your being is is present in the vibration and connected. And then I guess there's also a little sense of it transmitting out. So you
Right.
become more spacious.
Mhm.
But I
It's
go
a-
I like very low.
Your base, right? It's really cool to do in a room full
Yeah.
of people because it's almost like the buzzing sound, takes over the space. That it's not a bunch of individual people buzzing, but it's like, right, the whole room is vibrating with that.
Alan, I think we did it with either Michael or Miranda or Trisha. So you experienced that at Prairie, didn't you? Doing Brahmari in a group in a class?
Well, not that I recall exactly.
Okay, okay.
I remember doing vibration, but it's also associated with just the Om as an entry or an exit practice. And we probably did, but I don't remember. Yeah.
Well, again, and that's a great one to do, even if you're by yourself, if you just wanna, like your head's driving you crazy, going over your to-do list for the billionth time. If you do that, that'll get your head into a different space, definitely. Okay. Well, thanks so much, you guys. It's been absolutely lovely spending time with you these last couple of weeks. Means a lot to me. And please don't hesitate to reach out. You've got my email address if you have any questions about anything, or if you're looking for a practice for something in particular, because there's a lot more pranayamas than the ones we did too, so.
Well, and I think that's what's so beautiful about Tantra is the purpose of it is to move your energy to where you need it. So this was parasympathetic, I need to calm, which is perfect, that would lead into centering prayer quickly. I mean, can you imagine doing that and then sitting? Well, we did sit.
Mhm.
And it just gets you there really quickly. Or practices like we did last week, where you kind of need a little juice, you kind of need a little energy, and that's the Kapalabhati, that, exhalation. So just play around, and then maybe in a few weeks, when Trisha has more time, we could do just a recap if you have any questions. Would that be good?
Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
because she really does enjoy this.
I do.
She's also very busy.
Who isn't, right? Yeah. All right. Well, thank you again. Love meeting
Thank you
all
so
of you.
much.